Hello, welcome back. Right, so I haven't done a video, but obviously work, but it is a bank holiday weekend, so I thought I'd do the first play. I hope you're all doing well. Today's album is going to be the classic 1967 Forever Changes by Love. If you don't own this album, sort it out. This is a must. If you love 60s music, the psychedelic era, even though there's quite a lot of genres on this album, this is a must-own, in my humble opinion. It's that 67 year, you know, all the great albums come out that year. Now, this is the first time I've ever owned this on vinyl, and this is a Rhino release of Forever Changes. And it says, cut from the original analog masters. Package is replicant of the finest detail, manufactured with more care than ever. It's the 45th anniversary edition. And it gets really good praise by Michael Fremner from Analog Planet. Now, you know, he's got the greatest record collection ever and a system to just die for. So I can only imagine what this would sound like on his system. But I love this album. It's a great, great album. Heard it many, many times. But like I said, first time on vinyl. So, should we have a little look at the record? Yeah, I'm going to keep this hype sticker, I think. So, I hope you've been all right. Weather's been a little bit weird lately, isn't it? Loads of rain. Then baking sunshine. Right, so there we go. Just so I could do a little bit of it, you know what's coming. Wow, lovely. Right, so we've got a poly-lined inner, which I like, on the Elektra label. Let's have a look at the vinyl. 180 grams, they feel great, don't they? Woo-hoo-hoo! Oh, that's beautiful. Tell me that ain't a thing of beauty. Look at that. I don't know the music on there. Oh, ooh, can't wait, can't wait. This has got to be up there, isn't it, as one of the top ones. I mean, obviously Pepper, Cream, Disraeli Gears, The Doors, debut album, Are You Experienced, Hendrix. So many great ones. So many. So what do we know about Forever Changes by Love? Forever Changes is the third studio album by Love, released by Elektra Records November 1st, 1967, and is one of the top psychedelic albums ever, ranking 40th on the Rolling Stones magazine list of the 500 greatest albums of all time. It would be the final album by the original band, which were formed around the twin talents of Brian McLean and Arthur Lee. Love stayed up at Bela Lugosi's mansion during the time of writing Forever Changes, during LSD binges and early heroin addiction. Neil Young agreed to produce Forever Changes, but dropped out at the last minute, leaving it to Elektra's house producer, Bruce Botnick, aided by Arthur Lee. Bruce Botnick also produced another LA band introduced to him by Arthur Lee, The Doors, who released their debut album in '67, also on Elektra Records. The title of the album came from a story Lee heard about a friend who broke up with his girlfriend, and she pleaded, "You said you would love me forever," to which he responded, "Well, forever changes." Lee also noted that since the name of the band was Love, the full title is actually Love Forever Changes. It failed to achieve commercial success when it was first released in 1967. It spent 10 weeks on the Billboard 200 album chart, and according to Joel Whitburn's top pop albums, peaked at number 154 in 1968. By far the worst showing among Love's first three albums, which were Love and Da Capo, both released in 66, and obviously Forever Changes. It had a much stronger showing in Great Britain in the UK album chart in 1968, and it peaked at number 63 when it re-entered in the chart in 2001. But it has then since been recognised as one of the greatest albums ever made. In a special issue of Mojo magazine, Forever Changes was ranked the second greatest psychedelic album of all time. In the January 1996 issue, Mojo readers selected Forever Changes at number 11 of the 100 greatest albums ever made, and it's being introduced into the Grammy Hall of Fame in 2008, and it's been added to the National Recording Registry in 2011. Pretty impressive stuff, eh? Should we get it on the turntable? Come on in. An absolute classic. Analog Planet was right, it did sound incredible on vinyl. Never owned it on record before, like I said earlier. Right, let's quickly go through the tracks. But, wow. Right. It starts off with Alone Again Or, and it's a lovely acoustic classic with a mix of like a mariachi, you know, brass, you know, very Tito brass, you know, got that sound about it, with beautiful orchestra in the background. I think it was written by Brian McLean, and I read somewhere it was about his mother, who was like a flamenco dancer. But I kind of interpret it as like, don't forget this was during the free love movement, and it sounds like a guy always waiting around for this girl, who constantly lets him down, and she's probably off procrastinating with another guy, you know, during the summer of love. Great opening song to an album. Right, track 2, A House Is Not a Motel, and I absolutely love the hypnotic drums on this, and the melody on this, and the electric guitar halfway through, like the riff, just sounds bloody awesome. Now, I'm not sure what this is about. Don't forget, during this time, they was experimenting with LSD, so very trippy lyrics. By the time that I'm through singing, the bells from the school of walls will be ringing. More confusions, blood transfusions. The news today will be the movies for tomorrow. Great lyrics. That's followed by And More Again, and I think this is about addiction. And you feel your heart pumping, boom, 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 boom. Although I read somewhere that Arthur Lee dated a woman called Anne Moore. So, And More Again. Could be a word play. Don't know. Sounded beautiful though. Absolutely wonderful. Followed by track 4, The Daily Planet. Very psychedelic, groovy track. And I think it's about the circle of life, you know, the daily life. Again, it sounded bloody awesome. And then drums. Bella. Beautiful. You can see I've been watching Sopranos, can't you? Track 5, written by Brian McLean. Old Man. I love this. It's a song about redeeming love, I think. You know, the old man gave you some great advice about love. You know, it's the greatest thing in life. You know, the greatest thing you'll ever learn is to love someone and feel love in return. And something that didn't, until it happened to him, he didn't believe, you know. It's a lovely song with a beautiful bass line. Boom, 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 boom. Brilliant. And that's followed by track 6, closing side 1, The Red Telephone. Now this is one of my absolute faves. Very trippy, little bit like a bad trip if you ask me, but wonderful lyrics. It's a very eerie song, and the strings are used so well. It's an absolute classic. You know, they're locking them up today, they're throwing away the key. I wonder who it will be tomorrow, you or me. Bloody marvellous stuff. Then we flip over. Track 1, unusual title this one. Maybe the people would be the times, or Between Clark and Hilldale. Love the lyrical structure on this. It's like the last word from the previous verse is the beginning of the next verse. Never heard that done before or seen that done before. Very clever, very clever. Clark and Hilldale actually are the cross streets at Sunset Boulevard, and that's where the famous, rock place at the time, Whiskey A Go Go, the bar was situated. So it's probably something to do with that. Like, it was the centre of the LA rock scene at the time. Definite head shaker though. Brilliant, brilliant song. Track 2, Live and Let Live, and you've got to love a song that starts with, well, the snot has caked against my pants. It has turned into crystal. There's a bluebird sitting on the branch. Think I'll get my pistol. Wonderful, wonderful. But I think it's about land rights and the wrongs being done to the Native American tribes. Maybe. Sounded fantastic anyway. Love that song. Track 3, The Good Humour Man Sees Everything Like This. Very 60s, like loads of hippie imagery, flowers, children, merry-go-rounds. But it has got a slight paranoid, creepy, bad trip undertone to it. And that is really weird ending. All of a sudden you just into it, it's like a tape going wrong, getting caught in the machine or something. Unusual. Track 4, Bummer in the Summer. Love this one again. And I think it's like a moan about the free love movement that was rife at the time, Love the guitar work on this. And it has like a nice rolling sound to it. Give it a play, you'll understand what I mean. And finally, track 5, You Set the Scene. This is the one, it's probably a few songs rolled into one. Bit like Day in the Life, Possibly 3 songs. And it is kind of like a day in the life, just average day in the life, but on LSD. Such an underrated classic. Awesome trippy lyrics. The brass section, the string section, perfect. A perfect song. And a perfect ending to a brilliant, brilliant album. Beautiful, colourful, paranoid masterpiece. Another one from that golden age. It's a must own. If you don't own or you don't know nothing about Love's Forever Changes, I am delighted to show you for the first time. Please find yourself a decent set of headphones or a nice stereo, decent speakers, and stick on a little bit of this. The Red Telephone, You Set the Scene, any of them really. Start from the beginning. It is wonderful. And it was reasonably priced. It was like £16 over here, which is nothing really. A fine addition to any record collection. And I'm delighted to have it. And it did live up to the expectations. I thought it was going to sound good. Woo! Sounded marvellous. I'm quite enjoying this, so I might give this another play today. I probably will. And I may actually do the Doors debut album as my next vinyl play. It's over there still sealed. I've been itching to play it. So it may be my next one. We'll see. We'll see. Right, I'm going to round this up, guys, because I've got a lot of editing to do. And like I said, I'm on the last season of Sopranos. And surprisingly, when I got to it, there's 21. There've been 13 all the way through. But on season 6, there's 21 to get through. And I've done 3 already. I just need to see what goes on. I'm addicted. I know, it was 8 years ago. But hey, Right, you have yourselves a great weekend, guys. I've got another day off tomorrow. It's bank holiday weekend. We love it. But I've got to do a bit of gardening and stuff. So have yourselves a great week, guys. And I'll be back with another ramble real soon. Take care, people.